Welcome to SF Jazz.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rebecca Mauleon, Director of Education at SFJAZZ, and I am so thrilled to welcome you to this virtual broadcast of our Family Matinee program. Performed live back in 2019 at the SFJAZZ Center in the beautiful Minor Auditorium, we presented Banda, Magda, bringing us songs from around the world. During the broadcast, we encourage you to donate generously to the 50/50 Fund, as this is our way of supporting artists during this challenging time. After the broadcast, stay tuned for a quick interview between myself and Magda, the band leader, composer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and brainchild behind this amazing collective of musicians. So grab the family, get some popcorn, and sit back and relax as we enjoy songs from around the world with Banda, Magda.
A todo mundo do Psiu, perguntando para o meu bem. Tem do coração vazio, viva acima da Psiu, sabia pegar também. Tu que anda pelo mundo, tu que tanto já voou, tu que fala aos passarinhos, alivia minha dor, dê pena diz por favor, tu que tá dando no mundo, tô nem andando meu amor. A todo mundo do Psiu, perguntando per meu bem. Tanto coração Francisco. How are you feeling today? Good? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I wanted to ask you if you like singing. Yes. Good. Because we're going to do a lot of that. We are Banda Magda. We come from different places of the world. This is Juan Andrés Ospina from Bogotá, Colombia. Nacho Hernández from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Marcelo Bolowski from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Andrés Rotmistrovsky from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And my name is Magda, and I'm from Athens, Greece. We're going to play, it's very far away. We're going to play songs for you and with you, inspired by many different cultures of this beautiful world that we live in. And for this next one, which is called Kushtwa, I wanted to ask you if you would like to sing C sharps and G sharps with us. So let's try it. Ba-dum bum bum, the side of the room. Ba-dum bum bum. 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 Kushtwa, kushtwa, ba-dum bum bum. Kushtwa, kushtwa, ba-dum bum bum. Kushtwa, kushtwa, ba-dum bum bum. Je veux venir dans tes rêves. It's my fault, I didn't warn you. There's no fourth. So let's try it one more time. Kushtwa, kushtwa, badam bam bam. Kushtwa, kushtwa, badam bam bam. Kushtwa, kushtwa, badam bam bam. Je veux venir dans tes rêves. Excellent, excellent. Bravo, everybody. This song I wrote about 15 years ago, and it talks about beautiful things. So maybe for the duration of the song, we can sort of take out any negative thoughts and keep only the positive and the colorful and the magical ones. C'est l'heure que le soleil se couche, par un voyage se cache derrière les nuages. Dans ce paysage violet foncé, la lune sourit comme un bébé et chante de belles mélodies. Bah oui, chansons écrites pour toi et moi, pour toi et moi. Dans la nuit, on va créer notre paradis pour toi et moi. Crois-moi quand je te dis couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. Je veux venir dans tes rêves. Couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. Tu seras dans MAF. Y'a plein de fleurs dans ce jardin plein des oiseaux, des arbres anciens, de papillons. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? Je te dis, dansons au rythme du colibri. Vivre l'instant et sans rien dire. Construire un petit nid pour toi et moi, pour toi et moi. Dans la nuit, on peut créer notre paradis pour toi et moi. Crois-moi quand je te dis padam pam pam, padam pam pam, padam pam pam. Je veux venir dans tes rêves. Couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. Tu seras dans MAF. Couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. Je veux venir dans tes rêves. Couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. Tu seras dans MAF. Couche-toi, 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 couche-toi. So there is this bird, and her name is Yerakina. Can you repeat after me? Yerakina. Yerakina. And like every other bird, Yerakina has a unique bird call. And I would like to ask you, let's see what happens if on the count of 3, we all chirp our unique bird call. But first we will close our eyes. 1, 2, 3. And louder birds, louder, louder birds. More birds, more birds. And then softer birds, like right on the sunset of the forest. One day, Yerakina goes to fetch some water from the well, and she falls down inside the well. And then she uses bracelets that are on her wings, and she flaps her wings and sings this song. Drupu, drupu, drune, drum, drupu, drum, drupu, drupu, drum, and moves her wings like this. Can you move your wings like that? Drupu, drupu, drune, drum, drupu, drum, and all the birds of the forest, they hear her song and they come and they rescue her. Κίνησε η Ιερακίνα για νερό, ωρε κρύο να φέρει, δρουν, 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 τα βράχιολιά της φρουτούν, τρουπου, τρουπου, δρουν, δρουν, τρουπου, δρουν, τα βράχιολιά της φρουτούν. Και πέσει μες στο πηγάδι και βγάλε ωραία φωνή μεγάλη, δρουν, 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 τα βράχιολιά της φρουτούν, τρουπου, τρουπου, δρουν, δρουν, τρουπου, δρουν, τα βράχιολιά της φρουτούν. we're going to stay in Greece for a second and sing a song, a traditional folk song called Trata. Trata. Trata is a type of boat, and it's very common for Greek folk songs to talk about boats, the ocean, or boats. So this song has a sort of call and response thing. So maybe I thought maybe it would be nice if we do it together. So if I call Evira mia, you would say Sta pannia, sta pannia, sta pannia, sta pannia. And this in Greek means to the sails. Stoialo, stoialo, stoialo. And this second phrase in Greek means to the coast. So, and now for the third one, which is a little wordy, but you can do it. Στο σπίτι της, στο σπίτι της, stop eating this. So, they sound similar, so, it's a little cheating, but it's all right. Στα πανιά, στο γυαλό, στο σπίτι της. Wonderful. And one more time. Στα πανιά, στο γυαλό, στο σπίτι της. You are awesome. So I'm going to say, Εβίρα μια στα πανιά, Εβίρα δυο στο γυαλό, Εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Εβίρα μια στα πανιά, Εβίρα δυο στο γυαλό, Εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Η τράτα μας σηκουρελού, η χίλιο παλωμένη, πολλό την επαλωνάμε κι όλο ήταν ξυλωμένη. Η τράτα μας σηκουρελού, η χίλιο παλωμένη, πολλό την επαλωνάμε κι όλο ήταν ξυλωμένη. Εβίρα μια, εβίρα δυο, εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Αν το ξέρεν η μάνα μου πως δούλευα στην τράτα, θα μου στέλνε τα ρούχα μου και την παλιά μου βράκα. Αν το ξέρεν η μάνα μου πως δούλευα στην τράτα, θα μου στέλνε τα ρούχα μου και την παλιά μου βράκα. Εβίρα μια,
τα πάνια,
εβίρα δυο,
στο γυαλό,
εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Na 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 Αν το ξέρεν η μάνα μου πως δούλευα στην τράτα, θα μου στέλνε τα ρούχα μου και την παλιά μου βράκα. Αν το ξέρεν η μάνα μου πως δούλευα στην τράτα, θα μου στέλνε τα ρούχα μου και την παλιά μου βράκα. Εβίρα μια,
στα πάνια,
εβίρα δυο,
στο γυαλό,
εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Εβίρα μια,
στα πάνια,
εβίρα δυο,
στο γυαλό,
εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Εβίρα μια, εβίρα δυο, εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Εβίρα μια,
στα πάνια,
εβίρα δυο,
στο γυαλό,
εβίρα τρεις στο σπίτι της. Amazing singers you are. So now from Italy, we're going to travel to Mexico. Yeah. And we're going to sing a favorite song of ours. And I would like to ask you if we can imagine that you are the mountain and that I sing something to you and you echo it back. You want to try it? Are you ready? Cucurucucú, ay, 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 ay. And what if we made this note sound with the duration of this hand? So watch this hand. Cucurucucú, cucurucucú. Ay, 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 ay. Cucurucucú. Ay, 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 ay. Dicen que por las noches nomás se le iba en puro llorar. Dicen que no comía, nomás se le iba en puro tomar. Juran que el mismo cielo se estremecía a oír su llanto. Cómo sufrió por ella, que hasta su muerte la fue llamando. Cantaba, ay, 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 moría. Ay, 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 cantaba de pasión mortal. Muy de mañana le va a cantar a la casita sola con sus puertitas de par en par. Dicen que esa paloma no es otra cosa más que su alma, que todavía espera a que regrese la desdichada. going to sing one last song. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks everybody that put this thing together. A big thank you to SFJAZZ, to Rebecca, to Jeff, to Alex, to Chris, everybody. And thank you for being here today and sharing this music and getting to know each other better. Have an amazing day, and we hope to see you again soon. Nacho Hernandez on the guitar, Marcelo Wolowski on percussion, Andres Rotmistrovsky on the bass, Juan Andres Ospina on the keys.
Amour, amour, tremblement de terre, collier qui porte mon bonheur. Amour, toujours. Amour, t'es là. Amour, je cherche ton chemin. Amour, c'est toi. Amour, pourquoi tu te caches de moi? Eh oh, papa, papa, eh oh, rêve de bisous, de mots qui caressent le cou. Amour, amour, monde à l'envers qui va porter mon bonheur. Amour, toujours. Amour, t'es là. Amour, je cherche ton chemin. Amour, c'est toi. Amour, je sais pas vraiment. Amour, pourquoi? Amour, pourquoi tu te caches de moi? Eh oh, papa, papa, eh oh. Chaque matin je me lève très tôt pour aller au boulot. Ce matin, j'ai l'impression que quelqu'un va répondre à ma question. Amour, t'es là. Amour, je cherche ton chemin. Amour, c'est toi. Amour, je sais pas vraiment. Amour, t'es fou. Amour, je te cherche, t'es où? Amour, pourquoi? Amour, pourquoi tu te caches de moi? Parara papa, ya papa, parara papa, ya papa, parara papa, ya papa, para papa, ya papa, parara papa, ya papa, parara papa, ya papa, parara papa, ya papa, para papa, ya papa, parara papa, yo papi, parara papa, yo papi, parara papa, yo papi, para papa, ya papa, parara papa, yo papi, parara papa, yo papi, parara papa, yo papi, para papa, yo papi. Chaque matin je me lève très tôt pour aller au boulot. Ce matin, j'ai l'impression que quelqu'un va répondre à ma question. Amour, t'es là. Amour, je cherche ton chemin. Amour, c'est toi. Amour, je sais pas vraiment. Amour, t'es fou. Amour, je te cherche, t'es où? Amour, pourquoi? Amour. Amour, t'es là. Amour, je cherche ton chemin. Oui. Amour, amour, c'est toi. Amour, je sais pas vraiment. Oui. Amour, t'es fou. Amour, je te cherche, t'es où? Amour, pourquoi? Pourquoi? de caixa, bonde de caixa, amor pro bonde de caixa, bonde de caixa, bonde de caixa, bonde de caixa, bonde de caixa de mar, de mar, de mar. Eu pa 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 eu pa 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 eu pa 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 eu pa 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 eu.
Oh, wonderful, everybody. Wasn't that an incredible performance? I am sitting here in the virtual space with the amazing Magdalena Giannicu. Magda, you and your group gave us such a beautiful performance. And first of all, welcome to the space. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you, Rebecca. It feels lovely to talk to you again. And also remember the beautiful times we had at SFJAZZ, as always.
Thank you so much. So first of all, you are somewhere not on this particular part of the hemisphere. You are calling us from España.
Valencia, yes, from Valencia, Spain. I moved here about 2 years ago, and I'm currently running a master's program in performance and production at Berkeley, Valencia. And it's been a treat to live here in Spain. It's a very nice change, and I'm enjoying a lot.
Well, they're lucky to have you. One of the things I was struck by in your many performances at the Jazz Center, but in particular your work with young people in the audience, was just this incredible array, this diversity of repertoire, exposing young people at an early age to the music of the world and doing it in such a way that was definitely you. It was so unique to you. So I thought it would be nice for our families who are watching now, if you could talk a little bit about your experience with music at an early age and just some of your highlights from your time as a young person getting involved with music and how you made that decision to make music the main part of your life.
Wow, yeah, that's lovely. I think in a very similar way that when there's an audience and I'm on stage, I want to share different languages or different sounds or different stories. It's the same way that sort of my parents brought me up. I grew up in an environment in Athens, Greece, in our house. My father and my mother, music lovers, my father obsessed with music and very curious about music. He would play, Aretha Franklin and then Caetano Veloso, and then the next moment we're listening to opera, and then the next minute we're listening to some folkloric music from the north of Greece. So I grew up with all these sounds. So in essence, I just continue doing that. I try to continue doing that.
Yes, and that's such a valuable thing for our young people to see that you can carry that with you. I mean, at your performance, students were exposed to songs in Portuguese, in French, in Greek, in Spanish, And I was going back over the set list before the concert, and I was thinking about just how lucky our families were to hear some of that music, and really all of that music. And tell us about these amazing musicians you had with you at this performance. You had Ignacio Hernandez on the guitar, Andres, I want to pronounce his name properly, Rotmistrowski, yes, on the bass. Marcelo Wolowski on percussion, and Juan Andres Ospina at the piano and keyboard. So tell us a little bit about these incredible musicians who were with you.
Wow. As you know, Banda Magda is a big collective. By now, we're like 20, 30 people.
Wow.
And now how we work is, we get an offer for a show, and then depending on availability, who's available, a different version of Banda Magda always goes. That's kind of our philosophy, because we want to give freedom for people to be involved in other projects. And I find that very enriching. So everybody has their own, most of them have their own personal projects. They're also band leaders themselves. And I find that very nice. So the cool thing is that every time it's a different combination of people. But this particular one is actually one of the oldest ones, because I met Juan Andres, Marcelo, Nacho. I met them when I was in Boston studying. So it's a friendship of 17 years.
Wow.
So I mean, this is family. This is 100% trust on stage, which is so important. This is love. This is also the journey, right? It's not only on stage, it's also off stage. It's in the van, after the show, before the show, during sound check. Just this, spending your life actually with somebody.
Sure.
This is what a bandmate is. So I'm just also lucky to be acquainted with them and to be able to share those experiences. Now, after almost 2 years of not touring as much, it's more valuable than ever. When we should really appreciate those bonds, right? The touring bonds.
Absolutely. Well, that was clearly palpable. I mean, the chemistry that you all have, the effortlessness with which you all move through this very complex and yet incredibly accessible repertoire. And, we talk about this a lot. We talk about when one brings a musical practice in front of an audience of mostly younger children, sometimes there's a tendency to simplify or oversimplify. And what I so appreciated about what you did is that you brought the music 100% true to the way you and your wonderful collective perform it. And the students really recognize that and they appreciate it. And I know the parents do too, of course, and all the relatives who come. And we're so excited to see what you're going to be doing next. I know you've mentioned, the idea of getting back to touring and performing and also balancing that with your teaching work at Berkeley Valencia. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about what's on the horizon for you and Banda Magda and other projects that you're working on right now.
Yeah, this past couple of years, I've been sort of spending a little time of reinvention, right? Changing my skin, cocoon. So the next project that I'm sort of like cooking up is a series of albums. It's 4 albums. It's tied with an environmental message. Each album represents a season, and the concept is, preservation of nature in order to preserve art. So each album has folkloric music that is inspired or has lyric content that is associated with a specific season, and also original music that I write from my lens and my perspective of a certain season, how it makes me feel, or things that happen during a specific season. So each album also will feature different members of the group. My past albums have been quite heavily produced. It's a bunch of people. The last one I wanted to include everybody in every song, so it became this, almost like a punch, right? The Tigre was very intense as an album. So I'm kind of going the opposite side now, where I want more minimalism, and I want to create smaller groups within the project, so that the nuances, the identity, let's say, of each musician has more spotlight.
It'll feel more conversational, I would imagine.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this your own label? Your own record label?
I haven't decided how it's probably going to be a self-release. Yes, I believe in self-releases.
Well, I just so am excited about that programmatic aspect and how relevant to our times right now to be thinking about thematic ways that we can center the environment, the importance of taking care of ourselves and the planet. And this time where I love that you mentioned the cocoon and sort of the rebirth, recalibration of a lot of our lives, coming back out into performing and composing and recording and doing it with a little bit of a different mindset. And I can imagine, and I know with all of you wonderful touring artists and performing artists, how trying it has been over the last 14 or so, 15 months now by the broadcast here. So I just am such an admirer of yours and appreciator of all the work that you're doing. And I just wanted to ask if you had anything you'd like to share, anything else you'd like to share with our audience. Certainly we welcome, all of our supporters to continue to advocate for the artists and come and see us when we're back in the hall. But anything you'd like to share in closing thoughts with our audience today?
Oh, wow. Maybe I have to take 2 seconds to think about this. A message.
Absolutely.
A message. Know that without you, speaking to you, the audience, without you, we are half. That's all.
That's it. That's so eloquent and so true. Thank you so much, Magda, for taking the time from your very busy schedule, from my madre patria, from the mother homeland, for me, of Spain.
No.
I'm so excited to be able to connect with you in this virtual space. Look forward to bringing you back to the Jazz Center very, very soon. And I cannot wait to hear the fruits of your love and your labor with these new recordings. So I wish you all of the best. And we will see you very soon in San Francisco, I hope.
I hope so. And I'm sending all the love to SF Jazz and all the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Banda.
Bye-bye.